Welcome back to the Avermedia Dota 2 Cup, brought to you by Root Gaming. Avermedia, the best capture cards in the market, and yeah, we have Complexity going up against the fantastic NoTidehunter, and NoTidehunter taking game one. Are they gonna be able to close down the series, or is Complexity gonna make a comeback here? Only time will tell. Here with me is Purge from Ghost of Gamers. How's it going, buddy?
Fantastic. That was probably the best intro I've ever heard. I think I'm going to have to steal that from you. Maybe I'll just keep recording to that and play it every time I ever start my stream.
Okay.
It'll be fantastic. Good. Wow. So what do you think Complexity's going to do? That was the Sven. Sven got picked again. And Sven did really well. I think Sniper has reasons to be good against Sven, but
I think Complexity's thinking about banning Sven. They saw play of it. They saw it be played yesterday as well. They weren't picking it, but Darkseer is the ban. A very understandable ban as well, and it could go well. I mean, it was them who got Templar Assassin last game, and Darkseer that their opponents used to counter. This time around, they decided we're not gonna want Templar Assassin. We also don't want Darkseer to counter it, so they go with Darkseer ban as well as the Respect ban on Lone Druid. So Undying, though, pretty cool pick, and we haven't seen it played yesterday because it's usually one of the first 4 bans.
And this is going to change things up a lot, actually, because Undying, fantastic tri-lane hero, and we talked about this before. Sven, not the best tri-lane carry. If he runs out of mana or if he has a rough time, things start sucking for him. So they now have the tools to be able to do that with Undying here. So,
and Jakiro.
And Jakiro. So 2 awesome tri-lane heroes. They just need one more ranged support, and they can possibly shut down Sven in the laning stage. Let them draft Sven. They ended up banning Bounty Hunter instead. That could have been the Undying ban from NoTidehunter, but they're more worried about Bounty Hunter, apparently. So I think this is what Complexity may have to try next. If they can't beat him with the Sniper, which I think was a decent idea, they got to beat him in the tri-lane. And we haven't seen anybody offensive tri-lane versus a Sven yet.
What if they offensive tri-lane with a Sniper, though?
That's really dangerous, because if they get behind, Sniper's screwed. There's no way he's going to catch up. He's like so easy to gank. I think Sniper is just too dangerous in anything but a defensive tri-lane or a dual lane.
Yeah, very interesting picks. They're incredibly strong picks. It looks like both teams are happy to let the other team have this very strong picks in order to have them themselves. Bounty Hunter, perhaps not a hero that we see banned right away all that much, as well as the Fat Bear guy. Old.
Lone Druid?
Yeah.
Okay. NoTidehunter picks up their typical heroes, dare I say signature, Nature's Prophet again for Admiral Bulldog. Apparently only plays 2 heroes now. It's all about Lone Druid or Nature's Prophet, only those 2. Rubik drafted again. That's going to be Eternal Envy's hero. Another support Rubik is what I'm expecting to see here. So I mean, they really don't change things up a lot. They go with what they know works for them. Nature's Prophet long lane. Bulldog does it great. Hasn't had too many issues so far. And Rubik support. Eternal Envy plays that fantastic. We saw all the fabulous steals that he used previously. How many Ravages did he steal that one game? It was like 2 or 3.
Like 30 maybe? I mean, Eternal Envy played a great Shadow Demon, but if you weren't watching yesterday, his Rubik was out of this world amazing.
Yeah.
And Tiny, switching it up.
Huh. So what are they going to do with this now? I have seen Complexity.
Ban Wisp.
You think Wisp is going to get banned? They could do 2 dual lanes. It's a possibility. Tiny, TC is the one that pioneered the Yasha Tiny, by the way. If you guys are curious about that, it was him that figured out the Phase Boots Drum Yasha build and into Manta, or Aghanim's then Manta. That was TC's build. So I believe the Chinese stole it from him, actually, is what I've heard through the grapevine. But very, very good at Tiny. He plays an awesome, awesome Tiny.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, it was CatZ who pioneered Pickens Ven.
Yeah,
I think the Chinese stole it, and then Empire stole it from the Chinese, and then there was a lot of stealing going on, but it was all me.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll spread the word.
Void ban,
I know.
Anti-Mage.
I'm really confused. It's way different than what we saw in all the previous games, with Anti-Mage banned and Faces Void banned. Why Faces Void? I don't know.
I guess it kind of makes why Faces Void. I have no idea, but it kind of makes sense that they're banning carries right now because both teams were able to pick up great support and laning people on the first 3 picks. It was like okay, let's go ahead and then pick all the quote unquote like imbalanced or extremely strong in the current metagame heroes right away. And now there's carries left to worry about. So.
Do you think, I wonder if Complexity is going to do a tri-lane with Tiny, Jakiro, Undyne. I have seen a support Undyne before. It does work if your tri-lane wins, and that's the crucial point. I've seen Fluff playing it. It was Complexity that played the tri-lane, the Undyne support, so it's possible it'll be an Undyne support here. Fluff is drafting, by the way. It's not TC this time. TC tried out the sniper last game, didn't quite work out. I think it was a good strat, but wasn't quite enough against NoTidehunter. But Keeper the Light ban next. That's a hero that you do not want. That may reveal that Complexity wants to do an aggressive tri-lane, because Keeper the Light is really good against aggressive tri-lanes. So I think this is looking like aggressive, especially because they have Undyne. That's going to reveal it more than anything else. So NoTidehunter needs to make sure that they have really strong heroes. And it's only one more ban each, but it's only started off with a Rubik. It's going to be Rubik plus 2 other heroes. And I'm not really sure what it'll be. Jakiro's gone. Most of those crucial, typical tri-lane heroes are gone.
And they kind of need a hard carry. Are they gonna pick Sven, or are they gonna just rely on Nature's Prophet and TA?
You know, maybe they will. Maybe that's why they picked Tiny. They said, well, you probably will pick Sven again. This time we'll have Craig Exterior, which is 26% chance to stun Sven if he's attacking Tiny. So.
I'll make another metagame prediction here.
Go for it.
Okay. Tri-lanes are gonna stop being played.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you this time.
Fine.
It's kind of a very broad statement there.
Oh, come on. Like tri-lanes are way less effective than they used to be, I think. Like, people are playing so much more careful these days.
I disagree for the fact that tri-lane supports know exactly what they should be doing at all times now. They're so good at harassing back the solo lane. They're so good at pulling now that I think a tri-lane, even against a solo hero, is still not that bad of a thing. Because there are ways that you can get golden EXP without killing the hero. So
yeah,
for that reason, I think tri-lanes are still good.
It has been amazing to learn some pulling.
Yeah, some of the pulling, like the pulling from camp to camp to camp to kill waves, stuff like that is just amazing to watch. First pick, I'm sorry, we're still on a ban stage. 20 seconds left here for Fluff to ban the last hero. Once again, NoTidehunter has a long lane, a solo mid, and a support. So they're either looking for a jungler or a hard
Let's make
carry.
some predictions here. I'm going to predict Naga pick this game. By A team. Taco or no taco?
Complexity, you mean? You think they're going to pick Naga?
No, but any of them.
Wow. That hero. How? Sven is gone. There's no Sven. What are they supposed to do?
Naga or CK? I guess CK would be an okay replacement for Sven.
Yeah, that's true. They could do that. They were down to 2 seconds there. So I guess this may mean that Tiny wasn't necessarily a counter against Sven. They're just kind of going to what's comfortable for them. But they have a lot of squishy heroes. TA, Rubik, and Nature's Prophet can all be very squishy versus a Tiny. If Tiny has a gold advantage, it can be an issue.
The question is taco or no taco? Naga.
About Naga? No, I don't feel like betting him up. I demand...
What?
Dude, I want a free taco when I get to Las Vegas, okay?
Yeah, alright. Well, yep.
That's how I play this game.
Purge a taco from yesterday.
I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna stay up forever. Until
it was a pretty bad bet by me, by the way. Yeah. But I had the right odds, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Sanjin Yasha would have been cool.
Yeah.
2 tacos for 1. But yeah, we're waiting on the next pick. They're taking their sweet time. I think that CK or Naga are definitely heroes that are gonna be picked here. But we'll have to wait and see.
I think CK is much more likely than Naga. But I think Naga's a possibility. There's just not that many combos. I guess, you know, you could throw it on Undyne, Tombstone.
And, I mean, Enigma is still in the pool.
That's true. We could see that combo. But can you get both of them is the question. That might be hard.
Watch this right now. Right now, picking Enigma.
By the way, Lena's the pick for NoTidehunter, so this means that they're probably looking to tri-lane. Because they have Rubik and Lena, both good tri-lane heroes, and then they'll have a carry on top of that probably. That's decent. CK is a possibility. That would be a solid tri-lane. And I don't really see Complexity grabbing CK themselves unless they end up doing dual lanes. And they're going to grab a Tinker.
Oh, Tinker!
So we'll see Bulba's Tinker this game.
Bulba, pretty awesome Tinker.
He's a really good Tinker. Really, really good Tinker.
Bulba really good at all this solo mid heroes. Like, he's an amazing invoker as well.
Yeah. Pudge pick out of NoTidehunter. I don't know what the server is,
Holy
but...
guacamole.
Is that really going to be a Pudge tri-lane? I'm not sure what they're going to do with this. It's probably not going to be a Rubik TA tri lane, because TA is kind of a bad tri lane.
Great with Rot, so maybe.
That's true. That's true. He is very, very good with Pudge. Lich, the last pick, out of complexity, so they're going to have Lich, Jakiro, Undyne tri lane. I think, you know, I don't really know what they're doing with their lanings. I'm not going to call it.
Okay, I'm going to call it.
Okay.
Undying is going to go on the long lane, and Jakiro, Tiny, Lich are going to go on the tri lane with Tinker mid.
All right. Mikey is going to be the long laner, like he was last game, I assume. So you might be right on that one. Pudge is picked up by the stand in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
And that may mean that he is doing tri-lane. S4 going mid like usual.
Yeah, S4 going
probably.
mid.
So I guess it's going to be Pudge, Lina, Rubik tri-lane versus Complexity's tri-lane. And if they can hook somebody...
Oh, and yeah, Admiral Bulldog was playing the offlane like yesterday all the time, just pulling creeps with his trends. So I think that's exactly what we're going to see.
Oh yeah, I read a comment from Chernobyl here in Skype about the Dagon on Aki in the Chen. The reason he got that was because there were so many Ghost Scepters on the enemy team.
Oh,
so when they pop the Ghost
clever.
Scepter, they take bonus damage. So he just waited till the Ghost Sceptered, and then he crushed them.
Oh, so, awesome. So Aki is stream cheating is what you're trying to tell me.
Yes, yeah, something like that. Or he's just really good, something like that. Let's go with the players quick. For the Radiant teams, the team NoTidehunter. They're currently up one game. If they can win the next one, they're going to go on to the finals against the winner of Dignitas and EG. We've got S4 playing Templar Assassin. Admiral Bulldog, no surprise, playing Nature's Prophet again on the bot lane. Turtle Envy playing Rubik. We have Stand in the Bush playing Pudge, and Aki.
And CatZ called every lane.
Is on Lina.
Oh, wait. Why is Mikey? Mikey's just going to deny and go bottom. So, wait, is Lich going to go with Undying here?
It's possible, yes.
Okay, so I called it tri lanes disappearing from the metagame.
Okay, you did. Yeah, I guess if you
no
call
matter what
everything,
happens here, I called it. But yeah,
I guess you can just call everything, and then you'll be right.
I mean, it would appear that way, unless Lich is just gonna deny a creep and then go top, in which case I would have also called that.
I think it's pretty likely that I think Lich will just be
stealing, like denying the creep at mid, maybe?
I think he could just sit bottom and deny the creep, honestly, because that's going to push the wave towards Undyne. Undyne's guaranteed to get EXP that way. And since there's a tri-lane now versus a dual lane Undyne, that means Undyne will level faster than NoTidehunter, assuming they don't pull, but it looks like they will pull, by the way. So I think this could be a pretty nice advantage for them. If the Undyne can get decent EXP, because he will be able to win team fights versus a tri-lane, assuming he does have decent skill points.
Yeah, and he did grab a stout shield and lots of regen, so I think he's definitely gonna be by himself there, as I called. Another popular build would have been to get like the boots really early on. That's probably what he's gonna get next, just to survive in the solo tri lane. But yeah, we're gonna see Mike go bottom.
At the moment, yeah, Ike's Mike is shifting. Mike and Mikey
tri
dual lane.
Disappearing? Is that what you're saying?
It looks like it. Yes, forever gone. Mike and Mikey dual lane, best dual lane in the game. If you have the same name, you're just going to be constantly in tune with each other's playstyles, surely. We'll see if Mikey checks he sees that the Ancient's not there, and he's going to put the sentry on the low ground. Very smart, but it's actually not going to grab the Observer Ward. He's looking for it, but he's not going to find it. The reason he put it on the river like this... Oh, Eternal Envy's going to catch him. He's blocked in. Eternal Envy is going to get a free kill here. Oh, Mike uses a tango. Excuse me, he's not dead yet. All he has to do is get to the tower and he'll be okay, but the haste actually runs out. He must have come from top lane. The reason that he put it in the river is because he was expecting either the ward to be here or right on top of the camp, but it's actually a little higher than that. Very smart metagame play from Eternal Envy, putting it a little bit ahead.
Yeah, but at the same time, him showing up like pretty much tells Mikey, okay, so there is a word somewhere here. Where is it?
Yeah, that's true. And he's going to try to guess where it is. He's not quite sure. He's looking for it now. We'll see if he does put the sentry down, and he does get it. So this is something important that he's been planning to do since there is a dual lane bottom. Very smart of Eternal Envy to expect this, because they did scout out that Lich was bottom a bit. So they're like, okay, I guess this is going to be a dual lane. And as such, Lich would have time to stack Ancients in the meantime while in the bot lane.
But Lich looks like he's just going to go top.
Or mid. Man, I have no idea. He's going to take one creep there and maybe swing back bottom. He might as well. Maybe it is going to be a dual lane. Tinker versus Lich. I mean, Tinker should have some troubles against TA, so I wouldn't be too surprised. I like that Bulba picked up Mantle of Intelligence extra, by the way, because he does need as much damage as possible to match up against the TA. But if we look at last hits so far, how's he doing? He is up to 6 last hits versus TA 6, so Bulba doing a great job. But there's any player who's going to be able to win a lane that he shouldn't, it's going to be Bulba.
Yeah, full shizzle. We saw Mikey there engaging a little bit on the Lina at the woods. That was a little bit surprising. The Rubik, fortunately for him, a little bit off position. He seemed to know that. And he's now going to get pushed back. Great stun by the Lina. Amazing hook. Are we going to see a first blood? Oh, we got to see it. Oh, nope.
He's going to be fine there. Decay's really good.
I agree with you in everything you say, Purge, but right now...
Decay is super good, though. Decay is really good at surviving. He gave himself 8 strength there. We're talking like 160 HP, basically. That's insane. That's so much survivability. I thought he was going to die for sure, too, but the hook and the rot were not enough damage there to kill him.
Yeah, for shizzle. That was great play by NoTidehunter, though.
See where they go next. Eternal Envy going to do some stacking on the small camps. He might miss this one. Yeah, he did not stack at the right time there. It was a little late to stack that camp up for the TA. Very good to do that to accelerate his allies. Bulba is going to pick up a bottle, I think. Oh, he actually mistransferred this. His inventory was full here. He'll figure it out in a second, I'm sure. Sends it back just now. Pop in his last tango, and that'll come towards his way. Ix Mike's still level 1 this game, but he is still denying creeps a bit. Did he do anything in the jungle? He has stacked the small camp and the large camp as well. So this is what Ix Mike's doing in his free time. He doesn't get EXP as much this way, but when Bulba actually maxes out his march, he's going to be able to get a huge acceleration of gold in the jungle.
Yeah, and another thing that Mike is doing is denying some creeps at mid every time he gets a chance, so that Bulba has an easier time at laning against a TA with perhaps less levels than him.
Yeah, it's going to help a lot. I also like how he's using laser to prevent the last hits occasionally from S4 here.
Oh, I love this. March of the Machines, very smart as well against the hero like TA.
Actually hits S4 decently. He's going to go check for rune top. It's actually bottom. Radiant team gets lucky. I'm sorry, it still goes to the Radiant. Lina with an invis, actually. And the Dire team, do they know? Mikey has no idea about this invisibility rune. He's got a wand picked up, so that'll give him some survivability. And he's looking for Lina now, but he's not able to find her. So we'll see if the Pudge comes from the dive. If he actually goes straight for Undyne, it's going to be obvious what's happening. So he's got to wait for Mikey to get slightly out of position. Here comes the stun. Stun's going to miss, actually. Aki thought he was going to go left, and he went right.
Yep. And Baby Roshan carrying stuff around.
Still golden fancy.
Yep.
And Bulba's going to send the courier back. Top lane, Admiral Bulldog sitting at level 4. This is much higher than the level 2 Undyne. And TC up to 27 last hits. He's actually matched with Pudge equally, but he will carry more from the early farm than a Pudge will, that's for sure. So looking pretty good for complexity at the moment. If we look at the gold graphs as well, it's actually a 500 gold advantage for the Radiant team. And
when you say the gold graphs, which one is that?
The ones, if you look next to the eyeball in the upper right, it's the two ones, the squiggly lines. One shows the gold icon, the other XP. And you can pull those up.
Oh. Cool.
In the upper right, you found them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Radiant is winning and everything?
No, actually, Nth is winning slightly, but TC almost gets a kill on Bulldog here. They have a slight advantage, but I think that's just because the Nature's Prophet has been getting more experience than the Undyne, and as well as Lich, not really getting a whole lot of EXP this game. So.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Tidehunter is winning on every count, though. The Pudge is the one getting the most gold per minute thus far, with Tiny for the Dire in second. Then TA is winning over Tinker, and Fury and Lina and Rubik winning over Jakiro, Undying, and Lich as far as gold per minute goes.
Bulba is doing pretty well, though, considering that he's laning against the TA. He's only 5 last hits behind. That's pretty fantastic play from him. He might get caught by Eternal Envy, though. Is he going to spot him? He does see that the rune's not there, but Bulba's going to be okay. Bot tower being pushed a bit. And Undyne actually shifted all the way top lane to do some pulling, I think, because he was like, okay, I'm getting no experience down here. I might as well go for this instead. And he's actually maxing out Decay first, surprisingly. Not a very common item build, but it will give him low cooldown on that spell. They're going to try to catch a kill. Don't get him, though. And I guess they're just turning this into a push.
Yeah, the Tombstone's going to help a little bit. Yeah, I find it really hard for anyone to engage into this, so they're probably going to be able to get the tower down here. Up here.
Aki's going to show up, though, so he's going to be able to nuke the creep wave. There's one Dragon Slave. Hits Ix Mike, actually. That's going to hurt him quite a bit. I don't know if they can push in through this, though. With Bulldog here, he doesn't have enough mana to spawn more Treants, but see if Ake stays around. Still has boots up. And this may force him to go back in the jungle and try to get some more EXP. Now, one nice thing about Undyne leaving the bot lane is there's no chance that Pudge is going to take this tower. He doesn't have enough AoE damage or pushing potential to do this solo. So without him, he does get free farm this way, but it's not that big of a deal. He's not going to be able to take the tower.
What does Undyne do, though? What is Undyne supposed to be doing here?
He could be grabbing some EXP bottom, but now he's becoming more of a liability in that lane than anything else. They tried to shift top to push a tower, but Ake shifted it in at the right time. If he wasn't there, they might have been able to take the tower. The Dragon Slave slows things down enough where they said, okay, we're not going to be able to take this. So his positioning, Ake's positioning there was very crucial, that he ended up being top at the right time. Maybe he predicted, he said, Undyne's missing, obviously he's going to go top and try to push a tower. Could have been something like that.
Well, that's some great play for Jizzle. And Mikey is forced to just go back to bottom right now.
Almost has boots up. Pudge has arcane boots with a ring of health and a stout shield, so he's going to have an easy lane against Undyne. And he might as well try to land hooks. If he can land hooks on Undyne, Undyne will end up at least be threatened to die. He's only got 600 HP, so Pudge can easily take him out if he scores the hook land. S4 grabs a regen at the bot rune, and the Ancients may be stacked a bit. We'll see. TC still getting good farm top 2, so I mean, game's still 0-0. Could go either way. Yep,
Ake definitely doing a good job there. TC with phase boots. Is this a build that you were talking about? Is he gonna go for a Yasha next?
He's gonna get Drum first with Wand. I believe he might get Wand, he might not. He's gonna go Drum for sure, and then probably a Yasha afterwards into an Aghanim Scepter is the typical TC build. The difference between this and some of the tiny builds is just the Yasha, simply the Yasha. You grab the agility item on the tiny so that his movement speed is awfully close to a haste rune at all times, and then you just skip the blink dagger or the force staff because you don't need them as much because your movement speed is so high. And that's the idea, is that you just get your movement speed up so high and your attack speed up from the Yasha that you actually can end up carrying. And we saw eHome do this against, I believe, Orange at the International 2, and we saw something which was previously unthinkable, was somebody out carrying a Morphling. And it was Morphling getting out carried by a tiny. Full items Morphling getting out carried by a tiny, and it was so weird to see. He actually went point booster first.
Yeah, the cool thing about that, like the dagger will obviously be better if the game was to be stuck, you know, like 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes. I think at least because the dagger is going to give you obviously more mobility than even a Yasha and make it easier for you to engage. But with the Yasha, what that's going to translate into is stats and attack speed for the later game as well as mobility. So yeah, that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool build. It makes Tiny pretty scary, especially with the Wisp combo on top.
What's the point booster for here?
That'll be for the Aghanim Scepter. He apparently wanted to grab that. I don't know if he's going to go AC. I'm sorry, Aghanim's before he grabs up the Drum. He might just skip Drum. Who knows? Drum is slightly worse than it was before. Maybe he's adjusted what he thinks is the ideal build. It's only 6 less damage, but it is slightly worse. In the meantime, Pudge is still farming this game, and I don't know, Pudge is really more of a... He's going to have a lot of farm when the real pushing happens. There's some slight pushing going on top. TC's going to right-click the tower a few times and take some hits, but Nature's Prophet puts an ulti on. There's a gank going on bottom. Bulba's almost getting killed. There's a trap coming. It actually doesn't catch S4, unfortunately. Missile comes through as well, but S4 is worried. March gets him low, and Bulba's getting up surviving. A lot of TP's actually coming. TC wants to catch this. The zombie does have some vision. He's looking for a toss. The shield is up now on S4, so no damage will come from that, but he's going to be running for his life here. There's a decay, going to reduce his HP. He's in a lot of trouble here. And the Frost Nova goes invis. There's the dual breath as well. That's going to be a kill. First blood. All 5. All 5 on S4.
Yeah, they really wanted that. They were waiting on the avalanche to until those shields were off. What is that? What is that thing called?
Refraction.
Yeah, trouble with things, man. Refraction. But well, in exchange, it looks like NoTidehunter is going to be like, all right, well, we lost that. Let's take that tower bottom, and that's exactly what they did with Admiral Bulldog showing up with his strengths to push that. Are they going to go for a tier 2 here?
They might be able to. We have Bulba coming forward. I know this is going to stop it completely. He's going to be able to Soul Ring and rearm here. You cannot push against March. It is so difficult. It's got to be really annoying.
That's a maxed March.
Yeah.
That's a level 4 March. That's would you call that a common build, or would you say that's only because he was facing a TA at mid?
It kind of depends. It's on the pro scene. It's very common because of this. Its ability to stop pushes is just so strong. It was a build that was pioneered, I believe, by Demon and Bulba, maybe, something like that. It was from EG originally. They were stacking up Ancients to get the farm that way. Mikey gets hooked on the mid lane. There's the Dismember. That was a really easy kill there.
Dismembered.
Yeah, Undying hitting level 5 before he died there. Might see some fighting. Avalanche, possible toss. There's the toss. Lands on 2, actually, more right-clicking.
Wow.
Great dual breath there. Fluff may end up dying for it, and he will actually, but S4 gets low regardless. TC's got a toss in 2 seconds. Refraction is on cooldown. Can he get the toss up? There's the toss. He's got to grab him. He tried to meld strike to dodge it, but it didn't work. Now he's got to worry about the Pudge hook. He's trying to dodge the hook. Here comes the Sprout. That's going to be a guaranteed hook. He does land it. TC getting taking some damage. Throws an Avalanche. Aki is getting really low, and he's going to pop some ball. He had a regen. Oh, this is so good for Tiny. He comes back in looking for the toss. Will he grab it? He wants to get Aki. There's the toss going on Bulldog. She turns into a big pile of fire, and another hook. TC on the low ground. Great hook from Stan in the bush. Missiles come through. Gets him low. Mikey's got to run, though. Solid plays from Pudge.
Yeah, really nice ice path by Fluff as well. That like caught all 3 heroes and then an amazing dual breath on top of that. That was a really cool fight.
I thought that was going to go more towards Complexity's favor, but as soon as the Tiny got hooked, it was over. I think he was going to be able to kill Rubik. He had an Avalanche off cooldown in a second, but man, that regen was so clutch when he got really low. There's a hook, actually. Chain Frost. Bush is going to suicide probably here. He does get killed by the laser, actually. Another Chain Frost. Oh, the Chain Frost thrown back. IX Mike is down. Bulba's going to take a hit as well, and Mikey also really wants to get the kills. 5-charge wand. He's going to have a decay. 1 more decay, but he still gets picked off. Great blink dodge from S4.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn.
I can't believe that killed him.
He got him. S4 making huge plays there. Triple kill. I didn't think he was going to kill Tinker as well, but he wasn't able to TP out in time. He thought he was safe, but the blink dodge on the missile. And then he picked off Bulba with 1 hit with the meld strike. That was huge.
Yeah, Bulba did get the Rubik though with that same missile, I believe.
Oh, did he? Okay, he did.
Oh, yep. Yeah, we were watching different things. I was like, oh, he got the Rubik, and you were like, oh, they got the Tinker.
It's okay, now we know exactly what happened. No problem. Okay, level 7 now, picked up 1 level Fiery Soul, great choice. Does cast spells. It's going to be Aghanims first on Tiny, by the way. No Yasha this game, surprisingly. Wants to tank up as much as possible. There's a little bit of trap slow, but look at that. He's still really fast. 300 movement speed with phase boots and that trap slow on him. Stan in the bush is ready to fight, though, and he's close to pipe. He might be able to land a hook. Actually, TC a little out of position here. He's going to find an illusion, punch in a few times. There's the hook. It's going to land on a creep.
Hey, how do I change colors of this thing? Can I change colors?
Of what thing?
The Dota, like, can I make it like so that they're all green and all red or something like that?
I don't know if you can. You might have to do that in the settings somewhere. You could do that in the original in Dota 1. I think there's a possibility, but I wouldn't recommend it because then people can look at the map and they can see the colors and match them up without us having to look at it.
Okay.
Undying currently level 6. This offlane Undying hasn't really been that effective, I must say. I'm probably hoping for a little bit more effectiveness out of the hero. And this, the other problem with this is that Undying...
Look at Bush in the bushes. He's gonna go for a hook here in a second. Oh, he pussy out.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna go back in the bush.
Undying much more of a early game hero, so putting him in an offlane like this and having him catch up later seems a little counterintuitive in some ways. Maybe he just had a rough long lane or something, but definitely interesting picking. He went for the hook, didn't catch him.
Yeah.
Target's denied. That's the first tower kill for Complexity now, and it's a deny, so not the best situation to be in.
Post chisel. Bulba with great farm though thus far, I gotta say. Like considering he was up against that TA mid.
Yeah, no kidding. He's got 5 kills after all. It's fantastic. And TC's now 900 gold away from his Aghanims. Just needs to get the Blade of Alacrity and he'll be finished. So at some point he will be scary. This game is not over by any means. Complexity can definitely scale late game. They've got a Tinker and they have a Tiny, and they're still gonna have great disables. They're gonna have Undyne's nukes and utility. They'll have Jakira's disables as well as Lich's hopeful Chain Frost. Very hopeful, I'm sure.
Oh, that's hilarious. So Standing Bush changed his name to Stand in the Bush.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's doing all game long with Pudge. So that's pretty funny.
He's got to do this though. I mean, he was the safe lane farmer. He's got insane amounts of last hits, and he's only been able to get 1 kill and 2 assists. And that's kind of the problem with safe laning a Pudge. And that's part of the reason that Complexity just moved the hero away. Because if your hero's not there, Pudge is not going to be able to do anything. He at least wants to hook some heroes. He got the 1 hook off on Undying, but he never got a kill out of it, and that's going to hurt them I mean, Mikey is underfarmed here on the Undyne as a result, but it's okay, because Pudge hasn't been able to make use of his farm. And he won't be able to do that unless he lands a hook on Ike Mike. Ike Mike throws the slow. TP's coming. They want to fight him. We will see a decayed missiles as well. But Bobo might be fighting this one. He's got a 4-step. So Avalanche lands on S4. Can they toss him? One creep in there. Ice Path duel with Macro Pyre as well. S4 is in a lot of trouble. Does get picked off, and Jakiro gets responded on. 2 for 1 there. Lich dead as well. But they killed the TA. I dare say that's worth it for 2 supports.
Diego just keeps asking me if YOLO. Like, I don't even know what that... Like, Jesus Christ.
Means you only live once.
He just, like, taps me in the shoulder and he says, YOLO?
It's really adding to the cast.
That was pretty good for Complexity, though. Getting the TA and losing just the Jakiro.
Yeah, they lost Lich as well, actually. They lost both of those heroes. They lost Lich and a Jakiro. But they picked up the TA. I think that was generally good, because the late game complexities can be sitting better. Bulldog actually going for a mech this game, surprisingly. Not going to be opting for his typical carry build with, or at least semi-carry build with a sheep stick.
So definitely just not going to be carrying at all.
Yeah. Aghanims is coming for Tiny. Here comes the tree. Magic tree. And the smoke immediately. Wow. They had that so ready. They're like, okay, we're going to get Aghanims in a second. We're going to smoke gank. We're going to go for a kill. And if we can catch a hero right now, it's going to be fabulous for us. Aki is in the jungle farming currently. Grabbing some more last hits. And they might actually be shifting towards Nature's Prophet mid. Are they going to dive this? If they can get the kill on Bulldog here, they're going to be able to take the tower as well. And they're coming behind. There's TC looking for the Avalanche. Avalanche actually misses. Nice juke from Bulldog. But wow, a lot of whiffs there from Complexity abilities. But it doesn't matter. Here comes the Tombstone starting things off for Mikey. Bush is chasing. They're going to go straight on the tomb. Mikey's getting really low. And wow, that died fast. Hook's going to whiff, actually. Mikey almost getting hooked. And if Complexity can fight this, they're going to. They're walking in. Pudge going in on Avalanche, waiting for it. Avalanche lands on 2. They're getting so low. TA. Wow, got the kill.
Without NTH, man, where's their DPS going to come out from? Bush looking for a hook here. Might try to go for it. A little bit risky. He's kind of low himself. But yeah, I'm not sure I like the Nature's Prophet going for support here, because they're so heavily relying on TA now. Like, look at their lineup. Who else is going to be dealing damage here? Like, as far as like late game goes.
I don't know, but they're going to be limited. I mean, if they lose a TA in a fight like that, if they can't hook somebody out of position, they're so far behind. And that's the weird thing about the safe lane Pudge. If nobody is there, you're going to get caught. Bulldog gets out on the bot lane. Great juking from him. Bobo went 4-staff first. Let's see what he goes afterwards. Still a pretty good Tinker item. A lot of people favor Blink Dagger. He's trying to kill the tower with his Treants, but he doesn't get it. So this will be a deny from Complexity. Nice hold there. And it's now 11-9. And let's look at the graphs. After that fight, graphs going back towards 0. Gold graph is leveled off, and EXP graph as well. So this is going to be the turnaround point for Complexity, I think.
Yeah, the big difference between the 4-staff and the Blink Dagger, I feel like, is the 4-staff will give you more survivability, where the Blink Dagger will give you more chasing potential and whatnot. And
we may see him go Blink Dagger as well. That's a pretty common build for Tinker. Because then your mobility gets insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, just like Blink Dagger and then 4-staff, and you just reuse it and over until you catch up with whoever you want in the game. If you have no idea what we're talking about, you could check Reddit. I think there was a video of Merlini doing this to like really amazing extent.
Yeah, Merlini's ridiculously good. He's so good.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I watched his stream the other day and I was like, oh my god. He understands this game so well. It's amazing. Bot towers can be taken. Tier 1 from Complexity. Actually, they're going to back off. TC's a little worried here. It's only at 700 HP. I think Bulbo may stay, spam some more marches. And the tower's at about 500 HP. So he might stroll back in here. But there are heroes that might get close. Bulldog's thinking about it. He's got his mech finished. And there's the right clicks. One more hit from the toss, and they get it. TC's got to run, though. Here's the TP's Pudge looking for a hook. He's going to dodge the trap, but runs into everybody else. He's looking for the TP, and that's it. TC knows he's dead.
Yeah,
he's not even going to try. No point.
Well, Bulbo managed to escape at least, so that's not too bad. And he has 3K in the bank after that, so that's looking pretty good for him. And he is the carry alongside with Tiny as far as the diary goes. So losing the Tiny, not the best thing ever, but yeah, that was all 5 people of the Radiant as well for that, and they did lose a tower, so I think that's okay.
Yeah, I think he bought items before he died as well. He had a plate mail purchase, so he's going the older Tiny build. He's going Aghanims into AC, so slightly different than we normally see. Phase Boot still gives him the mobility, but once he grabs his Hyperstone, his attack speed is going to be pretty fantastic, and maybe we would have seen that tower fall faster otherwise. But Aghanim's AC is so scary to deal with, because if you ever lose a team fight and they can go into push range, you lose multiple Raxes. It's insane.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be favoring more attack speed and more DPS over mobility, and that kind of makes sense because once Bulba is now going for a sheep stick, and once he gets that, that's got to be a lot of disable. That's going to be a lot of holding people in place for the time to the DPS that he needs to.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Tinker picks up the Mystic Staff next to increase his mana pool. He's still farming Ancients a bit. We'll pull the camps together with this, and probably we'll see a Sheep Stick next. And once he grabs that, the DPS, the reigning team's even lower, because that's one of the best anti-carry abilities in the entire game. It's so hard to shut down, or to do DPS if you're Sheep the whole time. And that's exactly what Bulba's going to be looking to do towards TA, or maybe even other support heroes out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it possible that you can shut down 2 heroes if you're just spamming Sheep Stick?
Usually not. You can shut down 1 for sure, but that's about it. Wow, really cool.
I know you can shut down 1 and use laser and seeker missile at least, or even march in between.
Yeah, you can do about 1, but that's about it. You can't really keep perma sheep up on multiple heroes. It's way too mana intensive, because every time you cast sheep, it's about 100, and then every time you rearm, it's going to be about 350, I think. Yeah, so that's 400 mana plus rearms. Plus, if you cast other spells, it gets really expensive fast. Even with Soul Ring and Bottle on top of that, it's usually just a little bit too much.
So mana is pretty much the limiting factor here.
Yep, surprisingly, despite having insane mana pools, mana will still be the limiting factor for Bulba in the late game.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure if Bulba really needs a BKB this game later on. Do you think he could potentially replace that by what you call that, the hard thing, not hard, the
Lincoln's?
Red, no.
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone.
Possibly. I don't know. That's not a very common Tinker item. All it does is give you mana and lots of stats. It doesn't give you an active, so I don't expect to see that anytime soon. Before, he'll probably go Sheep into Blink Dagger, is my guess, and then after that, Shiva's Guard, or maybe a Lincoln Sphere, something like that. There's not that many disables on the raiding team anyway, so I don't think he has to be that concerned out of mana. A Bloodstone's probably not the way to go. There's better items that he could get before after he gets Sheep.
Yep, Fat Boy's gonna get taken out though, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be going to the TA. Do you think they're gonna try to push on the back of? Oh, what am I seeing? That's complexity killing Roshan. So
can they kill it in time though? Or? It's going to be close. Who's going to grab it? TC grabs it, he gets hooked, but this is okay. If he dies here, he will be coming back. Ice Path on the high ground, and that's going to be the respawn. S4 taking a lot of damage, but a BKB. Downside is that he's completely out of position from his allies, and now there's another avalanche coming. He's going to phase through. Aki's going to get right-clicked. They're doing their best. Chain Frost starts things off. Envy takes a lot of damage, actually gets quite low. TC can finish this off, gets a double kill. S4 in a lot of trouble. There's the shield going away, and now he's invisible. But can they catch him while he's invis? There's the crit coming through, but S4, you are dead. Great laser from Bulba, keeping that on 1 level. The zombies.
Yep. And DH actually was thinking about going for the steal there on the hard.
On the Aegis.
Jesus Christ.
Aegis.
Today, man, I'm dyslexic.
No problem.
You know, that's not the right word to use, and that just proves that I am.
Are you, what? Isn't it?
What?
It's Aegis, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Dyslexic, yeah. What?
Yep, Aegis.
Aegis.
Yes. The Aegis is what he wanted to steal. They hooked him right off the bat, but the fact that he had the Aegis was huge. That's
but
T
dropped the TP out on the ground and was thinking about TPing to steal that, but he decided not to, I suppose. Or maybe the hook made him change his mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he wasn't quite sure if it was a good idea or not. Who knows? Hyperstone's up on Tiny. He only needs about 400 gold, and he'll have his AC finished. He knows that there's a ward there because the Ancients are not there. Eternal Envy does not have a lot of farm this game, surprisingly. All the other games you saw him playing Rubik, he had Blink Daggers and things like that, but it's looking pretty good for complexity at the moment. Mikey Arcane Mech, so despite being underfarmed, he's now catching up, level 11, and he really doesn't need to be much higher level than this for the rest of the game. He just needs to tank up a slight amount. His Tombstone's maxed, his Decay is maxed, Soul Rip isn't that effective at level 1, but he's got level 2 Flesh Golem, and if he just gets his cooldowns off and can stay alive for at least half of the team fight, Undyne is going to contribute a lot more than a support hero like Rubik or Alina.
Yeah, post Dizzle. Yeah, the Tombstone's gonna help a great deal. So what do you think? Should the Tinker be trying to split push here, or are they just gonna stay at 5 and defend, or what's the plan here for Complexity?
Well, it seems like they know what's coming. The March is going to put down, and they just want to delay the game because Complexity knows that they can win this late game. TA is gonna peek off for sure. It's always what we see out of TA in the late game, unless she has insane snowball potential. But she's gonna peek off, and if they can just get the Tiny later, if he can get an AC and after the Samantha style, or if he can get some other item, I mean, he's going to be doing way more damage than TA will. And really interesting positioning from NoTidehunter, actually. They're looking to do a sandwich on the mid lane.
Yeah, they're going for a sick flank, which kind of makes sense because of Avalanche as well as Ice Path, Macro Fire, Dual Breath, and even Lich.
They might be going on S4. They will do some damage to him. DD. Oh, man, he gets hooked,
nice
though.
hook.
Gets pulled away. Great Hex on top of Pudge. He's going to be getting low. Tombstone is down. There's the toss in. Mikey putting the ulti down. Chain Frost as well. He's going to get picked off pretty easily. Chain Frost is all done, but it's okay. They got a hero kill already. Bulldog's going to TP out. Oh, he gets stopped by the Hex. Gets killed. Great plays, but once again, Chain Frost being stolen. Not quite enough. S4 wants a kill on Bulba. Bulba's getting low. Can they save him? He's so low. He does get killed. S4 able to steal at least one kill in a blink and two, but no. Nothing for him. 3 deaths for 1 Tinker. Completely worth it here.
Yeah, definitely. TC was also chasing on the Lina, and then Lina ulted on TC, and TC decided to back, not getting tunnel vision. They're going for the sure kills, and they got NTH, and that was a really good play by Complexity. I feel like they're getting farther and farther ahead, and I'm not sure if there's all that much that the Radiant can do at this point.
No,
what should their gameplay, their game plan be? I mean, I think their game plan was, you know, sandwich there, try to engage, try to make something happen, try to win a team fight and get back, but that clearly did not work for them. So what do they do from here? Yeah,
they tried to take a tower there with a team fight. I think the main issue is that Pudge got sighted before he landed the hook, so...
I don't think that having sex with robots is going to be the answer here.
Sometimes I just like to do that when I'm casting, I'm sorry. It really puts me on my A game. Rubik gets killed on Lich mid. It's Eternal Envy getting killed. Bulldog TP'd in to set that one up. The Radiant team needs to get a smoke gank off, then take towers, but it's so hard against a Tinker. The nastiest thing about Tinker is his counter push, because he can just spam a double march and your entire creep wave dies. It doesn't matter how many creeps are there, because it does AoE damage. So your creep wave is going to die, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So the best thing the Radiant team could do is get a kill on Tinker and then immediately take towers or trying to take a Rax. But the hard part is killing Tinker without his buyback, by the way. He's got to have no buyback when you kill him. So, but if they can make that happen, yeah, they can take a Rex, but before they kill Tinker, Tinker's always going to be there to counter push.
Hey, can you tell me I am your father?
I am your father.
No! Awesome.
Am I still a robot?
Yeah, man.
I'm sad. Sad day. Sad day for the internet of my house.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, yesterday it was okay. It was reasonably okay. Like, it kind of sucked, but it was reasonably okay. And today it's just non-functional, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's okay. It only happens every few minutes, I suppose, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay. It's just funny when you're explaining something and it happens. Here we go for a smoke gank coming out of the Dire here.
Really?
While Standing Bush is standing right next to Haste. Who are they waiting for? Or is he going to take it himself?
I'm not sure. I think they're looking for an opportunity for them to use it, actually. They're on high ground. I think...
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Mr. Robot.
There's a toss. Oh, they throw Mikey for it. Not necessarily the hero they want, but they get the Avalanche and the Ice Path. Envy is going to die for sure. Who the Haste go to? It's a bottle on TC. That was really cool. Toss for initiation, one of the best things to do. And that's the level 3 ulti on Tiny now. They've got items coming. Smoke and a dust. I think Undyne might be going for a Blade Mill. How does that make you feel?
That was in the middle of the fight. I'm doing it. Okay.
I think we have a Blade Mill coming up on Mikey. Should be cool. TP's coming back. They're trying to defend the tier 2. Blinks out. Might catch Admiral Bulldog. Yeah, he looks caught for sure. Here comes the toss in a second. Oh, man, he's so fast with the haste. He's going to get hooked, though. Can he toss him away? He gets dismembered, but he's outside the rot range at least. And the Pudge is going to give up on this one. TC's not done yet. There's the bottle. He might toss back. We'll see. Is he going to get the toss back? He'll try it in a second. There's the toss back.
Sweet.
Throws Pudge into him. Hex on him. And now he will die for sure. Dual breath. Awesome kill.
Pretty cool. I love seeing cool tosses.
It's definitely a cool toss. Blink Dagger is picked up on Bulba now. So we will see the limits of his APM, which are pretty high. He's going to be able to handle this. Oh, he's TPing top. He might try to kill the lane. There it is, blinking. There's the Hex laser. Missile, rearm, another Hex coming. Blinks forward, Hex again. Needs another laser. He's out of mana though. Pops the Soul Ring. He can TP though. It's just Admiral Bulldog. He's going to actually cast March. Is he fighting this one? Bulba's actually going to fight this.
Bulba's crazy, man.
Okay, there's the TP out. And that's when things get so scary. When he gets the Blink Dagger, he can shift Q up the Blink. So as soon as he TPs in, he'll blink on top of you and Hex. There's not a whole lot you can do about it.
Clever.
Tower gets killed mid. Tiny gets it. Fluff throws the Ice Path, but BKB on S4, he really needs to get gems on the ground. Mikey picks up though. Sorry, TC.
There's a lot of DPS coming from that Fury and ult though, as well as S4 there. Picking up Fluff really fast. Oh, Hex. Oh, nice hook, but it's not. Nope, not enough.
Yeah, Chain Frost did enough damage there. And the Pipe also helping, but not quite there. Wow, Tiny actually goes for a crit this game. No Manta Cell, it's going to be a Daedalus. Very, very awesome on Tiny because his damage is so high from his from Grow. So you increase his attack speed, you give him siege damage, and then, you know, possibility for crits.
If he gets a crit during a fight with the AoE of the Aghanim Scepter, that's gonna be insane. It's basically like a similar concept to what we see built on Kunkka.
And Sven. AoE monsters, man.
Yeah.
Just crush everything. Wards being put up. Some hooks happening on the mid lane. Bulldog still doesn't have a sheepstick, and Aki just treads in a drum. So they are going bare bones base items to try to catch up this game. Even Envy's still having trouble. So, see what they do next. Aegis is going to be up in about a minute, so they'll probably take that. They're actually just dewarding all the traps right now to remove vision from the raiding team. Very wise to do this. IX Mike still has no items, but he's got lots of assists. He's been playing well.
Yeah, poor Mike.
Poor
Yeah,
Mike.
he hasn't been dying a lot, which is like really the important part and the hard part to do with a hero like Lich, especially when you have no items. He's still on like standard boots of speed and has the Arnef Shadows even to help out more with his teammates and his own region. But that's yeah, it's really impressive.
Do I sound like a robot? Because my internet just died very briefly, I think.
No, you didn't sound at all.
Nice.
Now you though, yeah. So.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. It is gonna be a Blade Mail on Undying actually. He's going straight for the Blade Mail. Pretty cool build up because he will have a lot of survivability, and especially against a hero like TA, it's not gonna work while the BKB is up, but the cooldown is pretty, or the duration, sorry, is pretty low on TA now. 7 seconds for the BKB. So as soon as that gets extremely low, TA is gonna get crushed so much faster in team fights.
Yeah, you know, there is the thing that if I was playing in the Radiant, I would have absolutely no idea. Who are they supposed to focus on team fights?
Probably Lich and THD is what they're going for. Aki's gonna get killed for sure. They'll walk right into all of complexity. There's the BKB from S4. TC's right-clicking it, trying to save Mikey. Mikey's gonna stay alive, I think. There's the toss, but not catching the right hero. And that is where things get really bad for them. They're gonna catch the other hero. It's gonna be Pudge, Blink, Hex on the high ground, rearm from Bulba. He's got one more Soul Ring Hex, and that's it. Good game is called from NoTidehunter, and we're gonna go to game 3 as they tied up 1-1.
Yep. Really nice play from Complexity. They were really nice drafting.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching that lineup.
Interesting to see the Undying long lane, but it paid off. Like he eventually was able to catch up, still able to use his abilities to contribute to fights, and Tiny outcarried them.
Who called it though?
The long lane, you did. It was all you. Pretty impressive.
USA, USA.
Exactly, man. Aegis is up on Tiny. Game will end shortly, and we'll have game 3 in a second. This is for the semifinals of the Avermedia Cup. The other semifinals are being casted by Toby right now on the Root Gaming Twitch TV. And if my internet somehow gracefully recovers, I might cast finals too. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Coach Chisel, that'd be good. That would be awesome to see you on Toby casting.
Alright, stream is yours from here on out. I'm gonna test the internet again.
Okay.